You dirty whore. I've had enough kisses from you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Devious Intent, the show all about spotlighting villains. Today we'll be looking at Volgin from Metal Gear Solid 3. Typically, Metal Gear Solid villains are known for their sympathetic and believable goals. They're understandable and you can agree with them to a certain extent, but Volgin's more akin to a fighting game villain. He's got super strength, can conduct electricity for no explained reason, and wants to take over the world with giant robots. Volgin is actually his last name, and this is his full name, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Now, we couldn't have a Metal Gear Solid episode without talking about plot details inconceivable to anyone who isn't a diehard fan, so I'll try to explain things thoroughly, but I'm sure many of you aren't going to follow for very long. Everything starts with the Philosopher's Legacy, which is this huge sum of money thrown together by the United States, China, and Russia during World War II in order to ensure their victory in the war. Volgin's father was able to steal this legacy, and it ended up being passed down to Volgin after his death. We're talking $100 billion now in the hands of one evil lightning rod. Of course, Volgin uses this immense fortune to build a giant fortress, create an army, and fund the Shagohod, a mobile nuclear missile launcher. He also wouldn't be a Metal Gear Solid villain if he didn't have an elite unit of psychos defending him. His plan is to overthrow the Russian government, mass-produce the Shagohod, deploy it all throughout Soviet Russia, and eventually take over the world. He would have done it too, if it weren't for everyone around him actually plotting to shoot him in the face. But what exactly makes Volgin an interesting character? Like I said already, it isn't his believability, but that might be why he stands out. I mean, sure, nearly every villain in the series has a certain level of abnormality, but none of them are as consistently ridiculous as Volgin is. You can tell they had a lot of fun writing this guy. He's a sadist who tortures multiple people throughout the game by shocking them and punching them around in barrels until they die. And interestingly enough, he's also bisexual, being involved in sexual relations with a woman named Eva and a guy named Rykov. He knows Rykov's crotch so well that he can deduce that it isn't him when Snake tries to masquerade as him, just with the sense of touch.
I've been waiting for you in my room. Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. If you think you can fool me, you're sorely mistaken. I know the Major better than anyone else. I come here looking for Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
Even then, this subject matter is less forced and awkward than the stuff in Mass Effect 3. At least it fits with Volgin's do whatever the hell I want attitude. He just kills and has sex with everything. Like I said before, almost all of Volgin's allies are actually working against him in some way. So when Volgin just gives the Philosopher's Legacy away to a character known as the Boss to hide it, she just takes it. He didn't put much effort into keeping that thing safe, did he? Snake eventually forces Volgin to get into the Shagohod himself, starting an awesome chase scene. After the Shagohod takes enough damage, Volgin is forced to get out in order to control it himself. I'm not quite sure how this works. He just kind of wraps his arms around the wires and begins to ride around on it. Then, out of nowhere, Volgin gets struck by lightning, causing his bandoliers to popcorn him to death.
a fitting end.
At the beginning of the game, Volgin says the phrase Kuwabara Kuwabara, which is meant to ward off lightning. It's sort of a leap, but you could speculate that he was struck by lightning this time because he didn't say the phrase. Well, that's Volgin, a brutal and incredibly powerful man that can electro-grope a woman until her pantyhose burn off. He isn't a very deep character, and a lot of his characteristics are played for laughs, such as his fear of the boss, but overall, he does have a strong, intimidating presence to him, and a ton of fun and iconic scenes throughout the game. Just sit back and enjoy how insane he can be.
I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
Of course. But first, I will make him pay for hurting Ivan.